The ongoing worker shortage is causing supply chain problems, rising costs, all sorts of economic havoc. At the same time, it may open up doors that you never thought you could consider before. So let's talk about how to make it work for you. Hello, Dan Trudeau here. I'm the VP and Executive Recruiter at PRA USA, and today I want to talk to you about how you can make the worker shortage work for you. Now, we're a little ways into 2022 now, and the worker shortage is still going on, still ongoing, and frankly, it's going to keep going for a little while. There was a lot of debate about the causes of it, whether it's short or long term, and I can tell you, which you can see in our other videos, we get into the whys of it, that this is a long-term situation we're dealing with. Well, that's negative for a lot of different aspects of the economy. The positive that it can be for a lot of people who are out in the workforce right now is a lot of doors that several years ago were slammed shut, nailed shut. You couldn't go in there, you just didn't have that option available to you. A lot of those doors now have started to crack open. Now, the thing to note here is I said that they've started to crack open. They're not blown open, they're not wide open, they are cracked open. I've seen a lot of people complain that despite all this talk about a worker shortage, they're still having a hard time lining something up, getting into a new job that, despite people saying that they're open, they just don't seem to be qualified or they're overqualified, etc. Well, this is because of a few factors. The first reason is that despite, the crunch for labor right now, managers, hiring authorities, they don't change their thinking overnight. If you don't come from a background that traditionally someone who's filled a position comes from, it's going to take a long time and a lot of pain for a lot of people to start considering you for it. There will be more and more as time goes on, but there's still a bit of a resistance out there because that's how they've always thought about that position and the people who could work for that position for maybe their entire careers. So it's going to take a lot of pain to get them to change that. Second, there are a lot of jobs that, shortage or not, if you don't have the skills to do them, you don't have the skills to do them. I mean, I couldn't walk in and be a software engineer or an architect tomorrow because I don't have the base training to do it. So it doesn't matter how few candidates there are. And if this is the case, your best option is to get that training, that education. And the good news is because of this labor crunch, a lot of companies and a lot of organizations are starting to fund training, education, stuff like that to get more people into these fields. And your first step has to be to figure out what's available to you to do just that. The third reason the door isn't wide open completely is because the cost of a bad hire is still in almost all cases a lot higher than not filling the position at all. And I'm not just talking, it costs money, it costs time, it costs energy. I think we've all been on some sort of team on the job and we've discovered just how bad it is if someone comes in with a bad attitude or can't do the work or anything like that. It drags everything down. So you still have those barriers in the way, but like I said, the doors are cracked open. And so the question is, how do you get your foot in that door and how do you push it open further so that you can get considered for a new career path, a new opportunity? So to open the door the rest of the way, the first thing you're going to have to do is take a look at yourself from the employer point of view. If you were a manager, if you were the person hiring for this job, and you saw your background on a resume application, LinkedIn profile, whatever, what would be good about your background and what might cause some concern? You have to figure that part of it out in order to move forward. So once you've done that, you can start addressing these things and make the case to hire you. And the next thing you want to do is take a look at the responsibilities of whatever position it is, whatever opportunity it is that you're interested in. Look at those responsibilities, then take a clean look at your background, your experience, and how you can use that to make the case about how you can handle those responsibilities. It's even better if you've got a sense of what goals the company is trying to hit, because then you can say, oh, you need to accomplish these goals. This is what I have in my background that makes me a possibility to do that for you. Now, while you're doing that, you're not just going to talk about your experience and skills. The next thing you're going to talk about are your accomplishments, your successes. They're used to looking maybe at a different sort of experience or anything like that, but you being accomplished, you having successes, that might be the thing to win them over, to sway them over, especially the accomplishments you have that required new learning, for you to adapt to a new type of work, a new type of environment, or anything like that. These are positions where you're going to have to adapt. You're going to have to learn. So they want to know that you've done that successfully before. If you've got a really good accomplishment, like, I've never done this type of work before, but I broke it down like this and figured out in a quick period of time how to do it. And here's the end result. Again, I helped the company reach a goal. I helped them make money, something like that. You're going to get that manager. You're going to get those hiring people thinking, if that person did it for them, maybe they can do it for us too. So that's the thing. You want your skills, experience, and you want your accomplishments. And those are the two things that you're going to use to make the case for yourself. Then finally, as you're going through this process, you have to communicate. You have to make sure that they feel that you are truly confident. And I mean true confidence, real confidence, not ego. There's a difference. A person with an ego is actually a person who is very insecure and trying to cover up for it with bluster. That sort of person says, I can do anything you throw at me. You throw this at me, that at me, whatever. I know I can do it. People don't believe that person because, again, it's bluster. It's this deep. A person with real confidence knows what they're good at, knows what they can do, and they are also completely and absolutely open to being wrong, constructive criticism, learning what they have to do to get better. You have to communicate that, like I said, you've got the core skills and also you've got the right sort of mindset. You've got actual confidence that will allow them to say, you're doing this wrong. And you say, okay, tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can fix it. I can't even tell you just from my own personal career. This quality has paid off over and over and over again. Back when I was first starting out in the recruiting business to today where I'm leading a team, that is so key. And communicating that is so key. You need to make that a reality, not just in how you're presenting yourself to an employer, but how you go about your work from that point forward. So if you keep all these things in mind, if you're being realistic about the positions you're applying to, you're matching up, your skills, experience to their requirements, to their goals, to what they need to get done. If you are talking about your accomplishments and successes related to those, showing them that you have learned, you've adapted, you've been successful in the past, plus having real confidence, not ego, but real confidence, you can find in the future more fulfillment in your career, whether that means better compensation, hours, work-life balance, working from home, or just feeling better about the work itself, feeling good about the work that you're doing. Now's your opportunity. Like I said, those doors are cracked open, but you can get them open all the way. So go make it happen because you deserve it. Thanks for checking out this video, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the PRA USA YouTube channel. We've got 30 plus years of experience recruiting, and we want to share that experience with you. We want you to use our knowledge to get the career that you deserve.